So the class selector is not used so much to define an area of a page, but more for smaller and individual styles within the page. Now you're going to know it's a class selector because in the style sheet it always starts with a period. So a class selector might look something like this. As opposed to ID selectors, class selectors make up the majority of most web pages because they're used to define all sorts of things like columns and text areas and how images interact, and they can be used as many times as you want within a page. Now when applied within the body of an HTML page, it's called on by using the term class and would look something like this. So just like the ID selectors, class selectors are completely made up names, so you can get creative. Just make sure that they make sense to what you're trying to do. Now, personally, I try to stick to obvious naming conventions like here are some of the following. Or as you can see, I created this class as purple button, which will turn this into a purple button, or half column, which makes a half a column. So you kind of see where I'm going with this. You can then be creative if you have multiple half columns, like half column blue text or blue button half page, things like that that may make it more sense if you're going to be using several versions of something that's very similar. So as I mentioned in the last video, that if this is not making sense at the moment, don't worry, everything's going to come together in the next section of videos. I just want to point out some of the basic things that you're going to be using and to get you familiar with them.